And here we go in the bottom left-hand side, Carson. I've been missing this entire tournament from you. Raise your Roman numerals for iNSUPERABLE. Wanna give me a little intro for the guy in the upper right-hand side?
Absolutely, Neo. Thank you. In the upper right, the Terminator, the Destroyer, the American hero it is, Hitman.
On his way to his 6th seasonal championship here at DreamHack. 2020 summer, fall, winter, all his. 2021 summer, fall, all his. Uncontested, sometimes even without dropping a single freaking map. iNSUP wants to conquer the throne of the Americas, and look-a-dee. This is early Fiends, eh?
Yeah, this is the mind game I was talking about, where Hitman establishes that he can play both styles, and he's very good at both styles, both the Blade Master and the Farseer. iNSUP goes for the Fast Fiend build order, which is obviously very strong against the Farseer Headhunter pressure, because you just have more Fiends, you have more creeping power, you can get the level 2 much easier, but Hitman just starts us off with a Blade Master, so Hitman is already kind of in iNSUP's head. This is a hard counter to the build order. He's going to be ahead in levels. He's going to be very soon level 3 Blade Master, and that's going to be before the Death Knight can even get close to level 3 for that level 2 Death Coil. So this is going to be a really good early game for Hitman if there's no big mistakes.
100% agree. This will be bully Hitman. Item doesn't fit him too well, but you know, the timings line up. Boom, there we go. As we said, Hitman is grinding an insane amount of games and seems to be in tip-top shape here. iNSUP can finally start into his game. And look at Hitman is taking a step to the left, goes to the shop.
Pretty efficient creeping. As always, he buys the Circlet as well. Going to be able to get another permanent item for the Blade Master. Already level 2. iNSUP slowly working his way towards getting his first camp done as well. Gets the Circlet, and then maybe he can go towards either his shop or his expansion. We'll see. iNSUP, of course, hasn't seen a Farseer yet, but Hitman's reaction generally to seeing Fast Fiends, even with the Farseer, would also be to creep level 3. So iNSUP's still kind of in the dark. He doesn't know what Hitman's doing, and then eventually he's just going to see a Windwalk Blade Master pop out of nowhere and steal an item. So iNSUP's got to be on his toes for the next, let's say, minute here.
Oh man, this is so efficient. He crept level 2.5 with a Grunt and a Blade. And he's ready for the creep check where a Fiend is ensnared. Is he in time for the steal? Not really. Maybe the next one. iNSUP, not careful. Doesn't have a dust here, but boom, there's the backstab. There's the steal. Blade at 2.6 and DK stuck on level 2.25.
Yeah, and all Hitman has to do is snag one more decently sized creep camp to get that level 3, and then he'll be at a full level advantage. iNSUP going to try his best with the extra numbers on the ground that he has to try to bully Hitman off some of these camps. Try to use the almost 300 mana that he has to try to get a last hit. Ooh, the in-snare on the Grunt, but iNSUP cannot commit in because he doesn't have a level 2 Death Coil yet. Skeleton goes the way of Hitman, but the next one is denied by iNSUP. That's decently done, trying to keep that Blade Master on level 2 for as long as possible, because if that Blade gets level 3 before the DK can get level 3 himself, it's going to be very dire straits for iNSUP.
Yeah, good luck with that. You know, the Skeleton harass raises a question. Yeah, is he in such a great shape that this is what, is this the level he reached, or is he once again a little too focused on the pretty stuff? You know, before establishing routines and before bringing in the normal mechanics, going for the sweet plays. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Could be a great sign, could be overcommitment on micro.
Yeah, for sure. We see that a lot of the times from iNSUP. It's very detail-oriented play. He goes for the fancy stuff, but then sometimes slips up on the big picture. Right now, the big picture would be, I need to try to get level 3 Death Knight, and I need to try to maybe steal away creep camps from the future Shadowhunter of Hitman so that you can bully the Shadowhunter and keep it off of level 3 as well. So iNSUP maybe could have done a bit better job of trying to commit in for that expansion. But he's going to back away with the now 5 Fiends, and he's going to get probably close to level 3. This might just be a bit shy off level 3, and he'll also get potentially a nice consumable here as well.
When is the time where this Fiend strategy really kicks in? When you surpass the Orc with creeping? When is your time to shine?
Once that Lich comes out, it was going to be tough for Hitman to do much unless he goes for some sort of a Hex speed scroll pressure. But once that Lich is out, iNSUP can start bullying the Shadowhunter off some creep camps, especially if he's able to get level 3 Death Knight, which he's one coil last hit away. But Hitman's doing such a good job here of forcing the undead army away from the Shadowhunter, and importantly also killing the skeletons so there's no scouting, and also on top of that, forcing coils from the Death Knight so he doesn't have full mana by the time that Lich comes out.
Man, that is exactly what's happening here. Blade Master bullying creeps are getting involved for some reason. We're just seconds away from the Lich, and as you said, this is iNSUP's time then for the Frost Armor. In the meantime, Shadowhunter creeping, excellent. 3 grunts, not the slowest of all creep speeds. Blade Master revealed, iNSUP drops the Slaughterhouse, but on the other side, Hitman is already close to tier 3.
Yeah, super efficient from Hitman. His Shadowhunter is going to get close to level 3 as well once that tier 3 hits. And iNSUP, this is kind of his time to get something done. It's always tough. You don't want to be creeping small camps at this stage. He would love to ideally get to the middle of the map and take away that lab and that mercenary camp if possible. But the Blade has so much mana still. He's got one more salve, so he can heal up to pretty much full health and then continue the harass. Well, the Shadowhunter creeps. This is all just time bought. iNSUP, this entire time, ever since he got that Potion of Vulnerability, the consumable, he's only gotten a green camp, and Hitman is now crept all the way up to level 3 Shadowhunter after this green.
Carson, it's Nova. It's not Frost Armor. This puts the Fiends in a lot of danger. Needs the Lich level 2 now before it can even start to think about a fight.
Yeah, and it might be tough to get the Lich level 2 as well if he doesn't solo creep it a little bit, especially with the Blade Master coming in. He could always go for a surprise nuke on the Blade, but now with that orb, it's an Onk that iNSUP picks up, and he will get most of the creeps. Oh, and actually a little mistimed Windwalk break, but he will probably get the Berserker Hitman. He does get that. Yeah, this Lich, if he doesn't get the whole shop, is going to be stuck on level 1, and if the Shadowhunter comes in, the Hex Focus Fire is going to be a lot stronger without that Frost Armor.
I wonder if he picks Nova to just secure the kills via Nova because it's an instant cast and he knew he was gonna be harassed. That's the only reason I can think of. But okay, it's fixing itself now with the level 2 Lich, with the level 3 DK who's tanking a lot of damage, and feels to me that the statues are late. They're coming in now. But okay, Hitman takes the lab, TC is out, super tanky. But man, imagine iNSUP going for a creep check now. Everything was so hurt.
Yeah, a couple of grunts could definitely fall. No kills yet on either side, so we're still at a pretty even game despite the build order going the way of Hitman. He didn't take massive advantage of it. The Lich is getting close to level 3. The first big fight might be starting now. There is an orb. There is now probably a Potion of Vulnerability. The Shadowhunter has got a Sobi mask from that lab, and here's the first big fight. This might be a town portal from iNSUP.
Oh, but not yet. There's Hex, prevents this, gets the first Fiend immediately. Nova to get one of the creeps. Oh man, that wasn't too efficient. The statue is, oh my god, kills it off. And the Slaughterhouse is blocked with the Destro upgrade for a long time, so iNSUP has to work with one statue only as Hitman continues the grind and continues to creep the map.
Yeah, we're getting down to that point where there's very few creeps on the map. iNSUP was scouting the red camp with a skeleton just to make sure Hitman didn't go for that super early, but pretty much we're down to a couple of green camps, one consumable camp for Hitman, and then the red. So these next big fights are going to be for the red camps, most likely. Dark Ranger third for iNSUP, all standard so far. No town portal. His heroes are safe. He's got an Onk Potion of Vulnerability, plenty of mana for coils, but he won't be able to get out with his army if he gets caught out of position. And he will find Hitman actually trying to pull the red camp. Very greedy, very aggressive creeping from Hitman as always.
Coil secures the kill. He made sure that he sees if iNSUP is going for that red spot, which he does now. Interesting position. Look at this big cattleman, the TC level 9 armor. And oh, what a stomp! The coil misses too. And that is game already.
Things going wrong there. Real quick, good game by blanking by Hitman right there. Kind of weird to see nowadays, you know. It's mostly about the fast runners, but as Carson pointed out, Hitman capable of playing both styles. Honestly, the other game wasn't looking too bad for iNSUP right there. If you get a fast level 3 DK with lots of mana, with a high fiend count, you can really put on pressure. The Lich comes out, and then you can be pretty aggressive even before statues if you go Frost Armor. But he didn't. He went Nova, tried to creep in the middle. That also makes sense, honestly, because the Shadowhunter solo with only 3 grunts can't really creep in the middle too much, but was good creeping by Hitman done anyways in the corners of the map. Creeping is a huge deal in this matchup, but you gotta be more prepared for a fight. You gotta perhaps also scout more with Skellies. You gotta be ready for a creepjack. In the bottom right, when you had to TP out, did you guys pay attention to what the army was for Hitman? He had the 3 heroes and 3 grunts.
Right.
That's it. He had nothing else. No Raider, no Kodo, no Berserkers, just 3 heroes, 3 grunts. You're supposed to win that fight as the undead, even if you don't have the orb, but he did have the orb. But he got caught out of position, kind of. The statue got a purge on the first hit, as always, but iNSUP is playing this too afraid, I think. He needs to realize his own strengths, his power spikes, and needs to play around them, and this just looked a little bit terrified.
Yeah, I think you're definitely, like, even the maybe lack of confidence was showing even at the beginning of the game. I think iNSUP could have done more even before Tier 2 when he was pressuring at the expansion to Hitman. He just kind of gave it up. And of course, it is scary when the blade is in the back focusing your fiends, but I feel like he could have maybe commit in a little bit more and tried to get some of those creeps. And if you can get that level 3 early on the Death Knight, by the time the Lich comes out, you can just run across and pressure the Shadowhunter creeping with the Frost Armor. But yeah, I still think it wasn't overall that bad, like you say, until that creepjack in the corner. There wasn't Frost Armor or anything. I think iNSUP had the orb ready to go. He had plenty of mana, but just takes too many losses before the first real fight, and you can't let that happen in this matchup.
Map number 2 from Autumn Leaves. We go on to Last Refuge, and I wonder, is it Blade again? Is it Farseer? Is Hitman gonna try something entirely different? You know, he's willing to troll here and there if he's in the mood and if he wants to assert his dominance. iNSUP needs to play a better game. iNSUP needs to have a faster game and a little bit more guts. Let's go map number 2 on LR. There it is, Hitman bottom left with a 1-0 lead as so often. iNSUP upper right, and he is again going for the fast fiends. Man, he must be so scared of the Farseer Headhunter.
Yeah, it is a pretty good build order on this map, and this time around he'll actually guess correctly. Hitman's going to go for the Farseer Headhunters here. It's good on this map because you can go for that green camp right away. There's actually, it has the most, Last Refuge has the most creep density in sort of one position. And of course, when there's a lot of creep density in the early game, 3 green camps, the expansion might as well be a green. You can take your shop as well. So having a lot of fiends early on means iNSUP won't have to go across the map to find creeps like he did at in the early game on Autumn Leaves. He'll just be able to stay close by to what may be a Nerubian tower, to his shop, to his blight, to his ghouls if he needs to pull them, and he'll be able to get that level 3 Death Knight. So I like this build order, particularly on this map, and this time around he's going to gamble correctly. Like I said, it'll be the Farseer Headhunters.
Is there a chance that iNSUP is going Crypt Lord?
Ooh, your favorite build order, Neil.
I think I like it a little more than Remo does, but it might very well be if he already feels desperate, but okay, apparently not. It's DK, and then we have the same spiel as before. Super slow start, might as well get bullied up until the mid game against the Farseer and the Wolves. But he will be able to calculate that in, and Fiends are really good in sniping these wolves once you have a decent number of them. So yeah, let's see if iNSUP can recover and take the first map since July against Hitman.
Yeah, very important. This is something Hitman does that I haven't seen any other orcs really do a ton recently, which is always peon scouting against undead. Why are you peon scouting? You want to see, are they going fast DK or slow DK? Are they going Crypt Lord, of course? But in this situation, Farseer Headhunters, you of course would rather just get an experience lead because the Death Knight is going to be late. So Hitman is just going to creep, if not to level 2, to level 3 to try to get a full level advantage. And this is all due to the peon scout. If he hadn't peon scouted, he wouldn't know, is it a Crypt Lord expansion? Is it, you know, a fast DK, in which case I might want to harass with my Farseer. So it's so much information gained. And yeah, this is already a level 2 Farseer.
Not bad. Chain Lightning, one of my favorite spells. Little bit of poison spread, but not too much because he killed it so early, and the Headhunters join only once the Murloc is done. Mantle, good damage. iNSUP goes for the shop immediately, right?
Yeah, he actually only took the item from his green camp. This is probably a well thought out creep route with the timing so that the Farseer cannot be here on time to creep jack with the chain lightning, and I think iNSUP will actually get away with this. Yeah, I like this. Most undeads, of course, would take both trappers from the green camp as well, but if he's able to snipe this Ogre Magi with a coil on time, this might work out perfectly. Hitman has wards, so maybe he's going to go up to the shop now. This is, yeah, this is a good creep. I like this from iNSUP quite a bit.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to creep. The Fiends do great damage against the Ogres. Once they are dead, you have a lot of skeletons to deal with the Trappers, and of course Focus Fire against the Magi works as well. Heal Potion, would have loved to have like a Scroll of the Beast maybe early even. But it's never wrong to have a big heal potion. Ring on the other side. Again, double ring, man. It's just the weaker rings.
Yeah, the TC will be happy later on. iNSUP being very aggressive, but just as he shows up, level 3 Farseer gets popped. And Hitman's going to have to back away a little bit, but those level 2 wolves in the back are going to be just as devastating as the Blade Master was on Autumn Leaves. 5 headhunters versus, you know, soon to be 4 fiends is going to be advantage iNSUP, but he's still got to get level 3 himself, and the Chain Lightning is going to deny that 48 experience right there.
Okay, and where do you go now is the question. You either move all the way back, go to the merchant on the left-hand side, or move back to the null, which is very creep-jackable. Not that easy of a position for iNSUP now, while Hitman can pretty much do whatever he wants.
Hitman creeping now even more, gonna get close to level 4, and this might be enough time for iNSUP, who's probably aware Hitman's just gonna start creeping to take the next shop. This could be that Scroll of the Beast you're talking about. Hitman gets, ooh, oh my lord, that's an item.
That's an item indeed. Plays the flute. We see him vape all the time, so would there be an even, like, a more fitting item than this for Hitman? I don't think so. But, okay, he's not in position to punish this, and 2 big consumables for iNSUP. What's it gonna be? Invul Potion. Not boosting any damage, but survivability, never wrong against a player like Hitman. At level 3.
Yeah, not too bad at all. He's going to have very safe heroes later on. Unfortunately, no greater mana is really what he's looking for. Coil could find a headhunter if iNSUP can see it, but Hitman sees it first, salves it, and brings it back. So no kills so far, similar to how the early game went last game. No kills on either side, but generally the undead wants to find some headhunters. They don't want to lose any fiends, of course, but they want to find 1 or 2 headhunters. Maybe now with this Dark Ranger that I assume is coming soon, this could be the time for iNSUP to be a bit more aggressive. He
has this lady on his arm tattooed, if I'm not mistaken. iNSUP really, really good with the Dark Ranger, but the position might not be the best. He wants to go for the creep camp first to raise the first skeleton. Maybe should have gone for the headhunter immediately. What a wolf block by Hitman. Takes the fiend down to 50%. Can't coil it again, though. I feel like if you play Dark Ranger, you want to brawl immediately, don't you?
Yeah, he definitely wanted to get some value there. I think creeping there was a little overzealous from iNSUP. Shades of almost that bottom right expansion on Autumn Leaves, and now the Shadowhunter is here. iNSUP probably aware, but look how low all the fiends are all of a sudden. The first statue would be a godsend, but the Slaughterhouse isn't even started yet. And now with the Shadowhunter, now with Hex here, this might have to be a town portal again. Yeah, there's the TP for iNSUP. Is he going to lose anything? There's no chain, or there is a chain lightning and 1 fiend and the town portal. That's devastating damage from Hitman.
Yeah, and I'm really not sure if that was necessary. It's a power spike if you bring in the Dark Ranger. Shadowhunter was there a little bit later, I guess, so you can use that time. Rock Golem, Scourge, Bone Chimes, double aura. The one not that impactful, of course. This Dark Ranger has half a level, and again he's focusing on the creeps instead of the headhunters.
Yeah, iNSUP, he wants to get apparently level 4 DK, but that's not going to save the game. These fiends will, however. The coil is well timed, but that's the last one until that potion of mana is used. There's lots of skeletons on the field now, so Hitman's going to have to start the kiting. 1 headhunter getting quite low. It might take a coil to finish it up, though. The Hex comes in yet again. Another resummon of Wolves would be wise right now. A second headhunter getting low. First blood finally for iNSUP. Another Fiend's going to fall, though. That's a 2-for-2 trade. Soon to be a 3-for-2, definitely favoring Hitman.
1 fiend was actually denied by something. TP out now. Gets another fiend, loses another headhunter. Always favorable, as you say. That's the power of the Dark Ranger. The Black Arrow in these fights against the headhunters. Now she's almost level 2. Here she is level 2. That could have been done earlier, but alright. Tier 3 almost done for iNSUP. Level 4 and 2 on his heroes. Tier 3 by Hitman also about to be done. Kodo's kicking in. And now, what's the follow-up? Tome of Agility for the Dark Ranger. Remo's happy about that. Twitch chat is happy about that. iNSUP, a man of the people.
Man of the people, of course, and Hitman, not so much, but he's going to be looking to get some items more so to help out his little people, the headhunters here. Can he get something else? No, an Onk. No Mana Stone. That's probably what he was looking for. Heal wards would have been excellent, of course, for the creeping of the headhunters. But nevertheless, the experience gained is still what he was looking for. And now we're in a kind of a weird position. There's going to be this Knoll camp crept by iNSUP, but then we're going to kind of have to go towards the red camps. And I don't know who's going to win this fight. Maybe iNSUP will have a slight timing to have an edge in a fight, especially when that first statue joins up. But Hitman coming in with the first raider now as well.
Item was the ring again. It's just more and more rings. Circle now. Oh, Hex on the decay before he can use his Invo potion. That's another Fiend kill. iNSUP losing so many of them, down to 44. 4.3 on the Farseer, not level 3 on the Shadowhunter. It's actually not that bad. iNSUP, I guess, in general, a little better with the Dark Ranger second into Headhunter play than he is against Blade Master. Lich almost out. Resources for the orb are ready. He has another creep spot right at his front door. But Hitman is not slowing down, man. Just jumping right from that one fight into the red spot. Gets the Warsong Battle Drums. That will be a sell, but you know what? Invo Potion Heal Scroll can replace with that.
Yeah, ton of gold from these items. Ton of auras, but, you know, only a couple of them are useful now. That Torn Chieftain will provide the second useful aura, or the third, I guess, with that Kodo. Rings on the ground. Don't forget the rings. Okay, there we go. We got 8 armor Torn Chieftain, similar to last game. That's the cool thing about this hero combination from the Orc, similar to what iNSUP has. Every item you get is useful. The consumables are always good, of course. The rings are always good on the TC. Anything for health or mana is useful. So it's kind of cool that you're happy to find anything.
Okay, I could split hairs now and saying, who do you give the Boots of Kel'Thalas to? But you know what? Armor, not bad for the TC in general. Yeah, for sure. You're 100% right. On the other side, a lot of, like, very mana heavy, but he didn't find any mana items. A little bit of damage appreciated as well. TC, Gloves of Haste now, and iNSUP seemingly ready to brawl. Brings in the ghouls, but Lich is only level 1. Has Nova again.
Yeah, the Nova's going to be a lot better against the Headhunters than it would have been against the Blade and the Grunts last game. But
yeah,
the Frost Armor is still very useful, but if the Nova could be used to maybe find this Raider, maybe find both Raiders, that could be nice. But the micro so far from Hitman has been on point. He cleans up the ghouls, the TC going in. There could be a silence. If not, the Stomp's going to be nice. The Kodo has yet to eat as well. Oh, the TC taking a lot of damage. Going to have to use that push from invulnerability. The Raiders both getting low, but the heal wave, of course, is there. First Fiend falls. Still looking like a good fight for Hitman.
Oh, big Nova onto these Raiders. Finishes it off with a coil, but maybe too aggressive. Only one of the two falls. Burrow is coming in, but he burrows almost all of them. I guess all of them that were in the group. Here comes another Chain Lightning. Here, that's another kill. We need more skeletons. Where are all the skeletons? The Dark Ranger is supposed to raise the dead, but so far not the case. We see new wolves and there's no destroyer, and they reign supreme. Oh boy. That's not an easy game for iNSUP, not an easy fight for iNSUP. He's holding his ground. Supply is kind of even, but it could still be his demise here. Now it is.
Yeah, we're getting to that point in the fight, though, where we've reached the sort of late stage of the fight. There's more skeletons. There's a statue on the ground. There's a destroyer for the wolves. So Hitman, if he overstays his welcome here, iNSUP's definitely going to equalize the losses that he took. And look, there's not actually that much Orc. The Kodo went down, the Raiders fell, the Nova's huge. Another Raider reinforces.
Where's this mana coming from? He's almost full mana Lich. What the?
Statue baby dodges the Instare with the Destromorph. Nicely done, but maybe a little bit fancy because now he doesn't have a statue. But it does devour the Speed Scroll. Got to be able to find another Berserker. This is what I mean. This is what me and Remo were talking about. The longer the fights go, the better it is for the undead, and iNSUP's proving that to be true.
Oh, Hitman a little bit in trouble now. 5 supply down. Is there anything left to save him? There's an Invo Potion still. A coil is ready, but the Lich a little too far for another Nova. Yikes. Okay. This went south quite a bit. Next statue is coming. He missed out on a little bit of redo. It's more experience now, thanks to that one wolf. And we're at 4-3-2. Where does Hitman go from here? He didn't gain a level on the TC, which would be amazing to get the aura. He has a clarity running on the Shadowhunter and seems like he's willing to brawl as he's getting close to level 5.
Yeah, Hitman knows INSUP wants to get the red camp. INSUP maybe could have been a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more confident with going with it for this red camp right after he won the fight. He did overchase a tiny bit. And now again, we're going to have another fight over the red camp. This could go on for a while. This is shades of Kiwi versus INSUP at 12 o'clock on Echo Isles. We'll see if he can secure this Ogre Lord, but another fight comes in.
Wolves dispelled again. TC, there's no feed splitting at all. Big impact right away, and you can't knock him down because he has all the rings. But the focus fire on the Raider seems a lot better than the previous fight, so no net to throw. Hitman did a transition behind this with the Walker. Oh man, the impact of Frost Armor is visible right away. Can't save that Fiend though. More and more Ensigns are flying in. Do we have the upgrade? No, no dispel yet. That makes it even easier if you can dispel the Frost Armor, but there's reveal. Of course there is, and that's level 5 faster. Level 3 Wolves. Is Hitman just running away with this game?
Oh yeah, the level 3 Wolves are going to be so good. There is now a Raider as well to start focusing down those Destroyers. Oh, the Kodo a tiny bit out of position, but of course there's a heal wave. But the Fiend does come back regardless. There's no more stomps, so INSUP doesn't have to split against that. The Chain Lightning kills that almost last Fiend. There's only one more. The Destroyer's really out of position. The Shadowhunter is safe with the Onk, and Hitman is going to clean up the rest of these Fiends now.
Needs more dispel. It's actually Wolf 3 now. They are invisible if they don't attack. Headhunter's still reigning. There's another Nova soon, but not ready here. Not as many skeletons as before. No level 3 on the Lich. Still, Destroyers, of course, still able to attack these Walkers, but can't take them out. The damage just isn't there as the mana is running low.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that stage in the fight again where the undead heroes are still relatively healthy, and Hitman's gonna have to back away. I thought he had another charge of dust, but apparently he forgot to repurchase the dust. So that's a couple of Fiends that get away that probably shouldn't have there. But again, INSUP holds his ground, and again, he can go for this Ogre Lord. I think this time around, Neo, he'll finally get it.
Okay, that's in with Wolves, but they're a little too late. Medallion of Courage, finally some more damage on the Lich, and level 3, and level 4 on that Dark Ranger Hitman. Haha, stole that last hit, right? But got level 5 on the DK anyway. Those are huge level ups for INSUP.
Yeah, INSUP, I mean, we'll see how this next fight goes, but really not looking too bad. Needs a bit more mana, but at least he's got some Black Arrows left over. He's got a Nova. He's got now the level 3 coils, of course. Needs another statue. He's continued to macro behind this 53 supply versus 51 currently.
You know what he doesn't have? A town portal. Hitman knows exactly what's up, knows exactly how this army is looking, and they both part ways. All right.
The Wolves are acting like shades right now. That's quite nice. They're going to put a little bit of damage on the statue where they can. There was a coil on the Walker. The lonely only Walker did go down to level 3 death coil. And Hitman's been spending a lot of time transitioning into Master Spirit Walkers. But where's the impact? The Spirit Link is always gone. Of course, you can get rid of the skeletons, but there's, not a lot of skeletons on the field either.
Getting rid of Frost Armor can be very impactful. Getting...
True.
Well, what else is there then?
Silence,
Silence, yes, exactly. Yeah. And possible Banshees. There's good reasons for that. And of course you can resurrect them once they're dead, so... I guess it's fine if you don't want to break upkeep too early.
Oh, this stomp could be big. The coil Nova though with the Farseer. The heal wave is there. Okay, that was close. That could have been game if this Farseer goes down. There is going to be another nuke soon though, so Hitman's got to be careful. As does INSUP, the Chain Lightning, level 3 on the Torn Chieftain. Coil Nova, the Shadowhunter goes down. The nukes are massive right now, Neo.
What do you do without the Shadowhunter healing and without the Hex? INSUP, are you taking over? Did you lose too many units? The Farseer goes down as well. It's heroes versus units as it seems. As INSUP is dropping down to 40. As long as the statue's there, they are getting regen. But INSUP, is he losing against the TC and Headhunters only? Nuking again, so there's no ensnare. Do we have any consumables left? I doubt it. Big Invo Potion on the Lich. Okay, that's a massive one. Focus fire on the TC. INSUP's eyes all glued to these heroes as Wolves are taking out the statue in the back. He's just diving onto that TC, but he's so powerful with all this armor. He's chasing. He's still chasing, but the level 2 aura saves the cow.
Yeah, shades of a Duck versus Hitman earlier in this tournament, chasing that Tauren Chieftain to the end of the world. There's not going to be a coil for maybe another 10 seconds or so, and now there's potions available. Of course, Hitman down to just a single hero, but all his years of practicing TC Headhunters and 2v2 is now coming into play, and ends up down to just heroes. But these heroes can do a lot of work.
NA 2-2, best in the world, I heard, up until a certain point when Kraft and Starbuck took over. But don't underestimate the tri-hero combo of the Undead. Never, ever, ever do that mistake, especially when the Dark Ranger is up against Headhunters. Kodo getting surrounded by Bones as well. There was a coil, couldn't finish the TC, but can finish that Kodo. Level up to 5 and 4, and iNSUP is getting closer and closer to taking this up. But you gotta be careful with the DK. He's getting stomped. Is damage enough?
Oh no, the push of invulnerability could be passing. It is a big one, and iNSUP slips and slides out of there. I think he's taking game 2 here. This has been really well played, extending the fights, always has enough mana to keep the fight going. Has to be careful to not overextend, because the Farseer is going to be back with those big boy wolves soon. But he's getting so many kills.
He does, but Hitman is not breaking yet. Trying to get into the economy now, level close to 6. TC is taking out some more skeletons. Can't get close to level 5 though.
Ooh, this is still a 5 supply advantage for iNSUP. Coil Nova again. That's always a threat, and the Lich items seal the deal again on that level 5 Farseer, and that's gonna be the story for the rest of the game. Even if Hitman holds on, he's always gonna be losing heroes like that, and now the burrows aren't reinforced either. Can Hitman really hold this? I don't think there's any way with the 2 statues in the back.
Dodges the stomp with the Lich. Of course, there is a little bit of damage here on the Fiends, but I guess it's fine if he trades favorably. Kodo comes in to munch. Hitman is not supply blocked. iNSUP stays below 50, which is important to not get greedy here now. He's flying close to the sun. Hopefully he's not getting burned.
Oh yeah, these statues are so useful here. This is so nice. He's going to have a ton more mana. The TC cannot really go in because of the threat of soon to be a Coil Nova combination. The burrows are going to fall. That's going to supply block him from getting that Farseer once the Shadowhunter's out of the altar.
Dodge.
Top of the Raider.
Dodged another end snare with the burrow, and the Dark Ranger is 5. Do you know how big these skeletons are, Carson? They are gigantic, and they can be eaten by that Lich for more mana. There should be Frost Armor all the time. We're waiting for the Shadowhunter still in the altar, and you can't even think about that Farseer who died twice. Hitman is doing his very, very best. Oh, massive stomp again to keep this burrow up, and it works so far. DK has 2 coils, though. Lich can always go for Nova if he wants to. Not going for the greedy hero killers. There is an invo potion. Hitman is always capable of dodging the coil with that. But there's so many skeletons, and that's the game! Boom, 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 boom!
Nice game by iNSUP, and here we see the downside of playing Farseer Headhunter. If the game drags out really long, both in the fights, you're gonna run into problems, and also just in game length. If the hero levels get ultra high, we saw the squishiness. The Farseer goes down super quick, and so does the Shadowhunter. Oftentimes, when you play the other combo, you can go pretty balls deep and run in, you know, with a Blade Master tri-hero. But here, once the other heroes are so high level, you really gotta be careful, and there was not enough protection on the heroes, and the Farseer didn't really get ahead with a lead out of the early game. iNSUP got both consumable camps in the middle. That is such a big deal. These mana potions, these scrolls, these invols, and these heal pots from the middle merchants are so huge. And I feel like Hitman left too much on the table. Once he got level 3, he just let iNSUP do whatever he wanted for a while.
That was quite something. That is a little bit of hope that things might not be as one-sided as we thought. No 3-0 here. That's the first good news of semifinal Saturday. We give these guys a little bit of a break after these exhausting games and see each other in 3 minutes. Back at DreamHack, where finally we got a tied semifinal. INSUP closing the series. We're down to a best of 3. Oh, Remo, feels good to be able to say that finally.
Yeah, we've had way too many 3-0s over in Europe. Nice to see this one being more competitive. And INSUP putting up a good fight. Looking really good there on map number 2. And INSUP, maybe time to consider going back to the Blade. And this is where the mind games come in. If INSUP has the hard read that Blade is happening on the Orc side, then maybe he's going to go for a Crypt Lord. And yeah, it's time to roll those dice.
Roll the dice. Keep on mentioning that. The poor young Russian. Hope you don't do that to him in real life. There we go. Northern Isles is the map. This is where INSUP displayed these super weird creep routes before. And Hitman, is that nagging on him now? His clean sheet got dirty. Wonder if he wears that hoodie because of that. Definitely stains on it now. But yeah, I think it could be time to go back to Blade to assert the dominance we've seen on map 1. But cool fighting spirit by INSUP. Can he go one step further? We'll see on map 3. Hitman in the yellow, bottom left-hand side of Northern Isles, and INSUP upper right. And I don't see a graveyard yet.
Yeah, this was a Crypt Altar, and I think INSUP is right to try this. I think, generally if somebody beats you with one strategy game 1, you beat them with a different strategy game 2, like obviously you're going to think they're going to go back to the strategy that worked for them. So he's probably going to go for the Crypt Lord, trying to counter the Blade Master. But I'll do a little bit of armchair psychology here. I mean, Hitman is a player that if he messes something up in a series, and last game, he loses it, fumbles the ball a little bit, drops it, and he wants to correct for that. He wants to show, no, I'm better than you. I can play the strategy. I can make it work. So if INSUP maybe knew Hitman a little bit better, he would realize Hitman's just going to do the same strat until it works because he wants to show that he can make it work.
Maybe INSUP is not doing what you think he's doing. Look at the altar. Crypt Lord.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though. It's going to be tough. If the Farseer, if there is a Peon Scout, actually, it should be the first thing we should be asking ourselves about. There's no Peon Scout this time around. Is that a mistake from Hitman?
Overconfidence, maybe?
Yeah.
It can be quite a cocky kid. He will confirm it soon with that Farseer. Damn, whole different matchup now than it was before. No DK early, Crypt Lord early, no Fiends early, but Ghouls. Cool to see INSUP working on his variety. He was neglecting and ignoring the Crypt Lord for a long period of time. But now it might be working for him. Farseer rushes over while the Wolves take out the Murloc.
Yeah, and this is the map that it happened on. INSUP did a slightly different creep route when he went for that red camp right away. He, of course, did the orange Tuskar camp into the red. But this was the map he did it on. But it doesn't look like he's going to probably be looking to play a bit more standard this time around. When you're tied up in a series 1-1, why go for, I would almost call it a cheese creep route there. He's going to play it straight up. He's going to try to get the expansion. It's not as though this Crypt Lord expansion cannot work against Farseer Headrunners. It's difficult, but we've seen 1-2-0 make it work. Absolutely, and that ensnare is going to help out a ton as well.
Ooh, boy, can he get this around? INSUP gets this around, super crisp, instant kill, and denies the Ghoul at the same time. What the hell? Great start once more. Who's gonna get that Murloc? That was Hitman's. Can he still get level 2 here?
Oh yeah, he needs to get a wolf or something, yeah, or he can get that last Tide Runner. So these last hits are going to be very, very important. Hitman going to find a second Ghoul. No deny that time. Now there's Chain Lightning, but that wolf almost denied, but does give the Impale. Now maybe another surround thanks to this Impale. He's going to go for it. Can he lock it in? Of course he can lock it in. Don't even have to see it. No, he doesn't get it. INSUP.
Wait.
Oh. Okay, he does get it. That's 2 for 2 now.
Deny though! Okay, we're on a very high level here, everybody. He even impaled the frog. That was quite brutal. That's the French-Canadian in him, I guess.
Hitman was probably happy to see that critter go down without him having to waste his auto attack on it. But yeah, so far, 1 deny for each player, 2 kills for each player. And this is probably going to favor Hitman because it's going to force INSUP to go for a tech. No expansion here. One base Crypt Lord.
That's not why he wanted to play that Crypt Lord, I guess. What do we got? Wand of Mana Stealing can be useful, but the Crypt Lord moves himself into a little bit of a wonky position, but not getting last hit here. Good display of micro by both sides, but here comes the Farseer with the Chain Lightning. Will he be impaled? That's a lot of mana. Oh, the block. Oh, wait a minute. That's a TP right there.
And there is Dust as well already. Nice foresight from INSUP and the Chain Lightning used. But miscalculated. Oh, the Headhunter's trying to get the last hit, but he's not able to get the attack off. It might have not even been enough had he gotten it in. But yeah, nice one of mana stealing into already having the Dust from INSUP. Very good early game for him, despite, you know, not being able to get that expansion up.
Not yet, at least. Maybe you can go for that on a later stage of the game. Headhunters gather. We have 6 of them. That's insane creep speed. And he didn't forget about the shop. Rises up to tier 2, gets the TC out. And then the question, how does he follow this up? With an instant tier 3 tech? Or does he have something else in mind?
He's probably going to need some Spirit Walkers, which become a little bit more expensive than otherwise. You just get that late bestiary, of course, when you're already tier 3. So he's going to need to wait a tiny bit. But you do want that tier 3 if you're going to go for a counter expansion. You want to get that tiny Great Hall. INSUP's going to get level 3. Now he can start sending the Beetles across the map if he wants to. Going for the Death Knight second. And did we see that Acolyte going across, by the way? No, we didn't yet. There was a 6 Acolyte, so maybe he could still go for that expansion INSUP.
There is one in the south, 6 o'clock.
Yep. Okay, yeah, probably not going to be expanded then if that's all the way down there. Maybe he'll go to the red camp, who knows?
Yeah, with INSUP we never really know. There's an Ankh now, might be helpful. Oh, this is asking for an impale. Does he want to commit? Of course he does. That is another Headhunter down. And look at this Crypt Lord, 2 claws. He's a beast.
Not too bad auto attacks. That damage cannot be underestimated. Another Ghoul goes down. That's now a 3 for 3 so far. Going to be favoring INSUP though. Headhunter is a little bit more expensive than the Ghouls. So that's not too bad. But the creeping speed is still there. 5 Headhunters, more than enough to take these middle camps. So INSUP going to have to be weary. The one mana stealing granted him a couple more impales than he would have otherwise had. So he's going to be able to go for the creep jack and maybe find a couple more kills.
I can't think of another impale though. He has to go for more beetles. Well, here I say it, and there he proves me wrong, but he can't get a follow-up, so that might prove me right. Very low on mana now. Oh, he brought a potion. Okay, that changes things, but this, oh, the stomp was insane.
Ridiculous stomp there, and the kiting, the splitting from Hitman has been really good as well. The impale is the only way INSUP can seem to find kills, but with those claws, maybe you could find another Headhunter. The stomp again lands huge. The wolves on that fiend in the back, but a coil will meet its mark, and the beetles. Yeah, I think INSUP going for level 2 impale. I think he could have gone for level 2 beetles, and that would have had so much more impact.
Yeah, 100% agree. This wasn't too impactful, and this was very expensive. Goes into creep speed, cost the mana potion, delayed the tier 3 maybe by a little. Fiend has to move back, and there was no progress. Like, he got 1 kill maybe, 20 XP on the DK only. And the TC, man, close to level 2. And those stomps were gorgeous. Tier 3 almost done in the meantime. Raiders are coming as well. Feels like Hitman is slowly but steady taking control of this game.
Yeah, seems like it, and the creeping is only now getting started. Finally, the greater mana for one of these players, at least, and it will be in the hands of Hitman. Of course it is. INSUP going to be looking for one of those juicy auras here from this Null Overseer. There's almost a Chain Lightning, courtesy of that Clarity, but the coil seals the deal. Gets a Lionhorn. That's a great item for INSUP, but he's going to have to back away because he just doesn't have the forces to power creep as much as Hitman is right now.
Yeah. Lionhorn, almost universally great to give more armor. Barely a matchup where it's not helpful. Same goes for the combo of Potion of Greater Mana and Pendant of Energy and a level 3 TC.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, that's a terrifying cow now. That's going to be a nice next fight for Hitman, most likely, with all that mana, with all those stomps. He's now reached tier 3. No walkers, which I suppose I was just wrong about that. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're good. Maybe they're bad. Raiders, maybe better. Whatever. We'll see how much impact the Beetles have later on in the fight, especially once this Crypt Lord hits level 4. That could be something that secures even more Headhunter kills. But for now, the Wolves are delaying so much. Hitman's so good at this harass, you know, this is ridiculous. All the time, buying so much time for his Torn Chieftain creeping.
Getting surrounded again.
Oh, just as I say, caster curse. There we go.
There's no TP, but there's an Ankh. INSUP has
Zeppelin
to hold position. Oh, there's no web. There's no web.
He's researching web.
Oh, it's not fast enough, is it? Has to follow. It's a quick upgrade, but it's not that fast. So was this all worth it in the end? It cost the Zeppelin and an Ankh.
Yeah, I think if INSUP actually, as soon as he landed that surround, if he had researched web at that moment, he would have denied. That would have been the sickest play of the entire year. But if he researched it as soon as he got the Impale surround, knowing there was going to be a Zeppelin, it would have been done. But we don't get that highlight this time around, and Hitman at least saves his Farseer, but still, like you say, a big investment for Hitman. Though.
Hitman lost a Headhunter to creeps. This is something I have to note down for the post-game interview.
Absolutely, yeah, we'll call him out for sure if we get to that point.
But he's creeping up so much. He's running ahead. Level 4 TC, great level 2 aura, Farseer close to 4, Shadowhunter 3rd coming. INSUP is scouting this, who's still on a 1 base Crypt Lord.
And the hero levels are a little underwhelming for INSUP as well. He needs to get level 3 Death Knight. He gets Ancient Django, that's an excellent item, but only level 1 on Holy Aura currently, so that's going to be not as fast as he could have otherwise been. Maybe the Zeppelin scouting, but if it's out of position, it will be webbed and killed. And yeah, this Torn Chieftain has a whole lot of stomps, and even more after the whole lot of stomps, because he's got that greater mana.
Yeah, what do you do with this guy? He has an Ankh. There's Heal Wave, is there? Yeah, Heal Wave first. There's an Invu Potion. No Ankh, of course, that will trigger, but the Invu Potion. There's a Ring. Gonna be hard to take him out, and if you're not taking him out, then he's gonna tear your army apart. There's no Dark Ranger, there's no Silence. Needs excellent kiting and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, I think the only option is still just to focus the Torn Chieftain, even through the Potion of Invulnerability. Once it's done, you just Coil Nova again, but there's not even level 2 Death Coil yet. This might not be the greatest fight for INSUP. Doesn't have a Town Portal to get out. The Impale is good, actually, for that Kodo, but the Stomps are not even beginning yet. Where's that first Stomp, actually? Okay, here it comes. And the Nova's decent. The Beetles are also nice, and the Speed Scroll away for Hitman. Shadowhunter!
That wasn't in the group! Can he get another kill? Yes, with the Nova. That's level 2. Okay, very, very helpful. The first initial nuke didn't really land as the Kodo was able to survive. TC gets another stomp off. Where's the focus fire with the Chain Lightning Farseer Headhunters maybe a little bit further behind. Here comes another Impale. This time he's gonna get that Kodo finally. Oh, he switches target once again. Once this Farseer maybe getting a little bit too greedy. Lightning Shield on the Crypt Lord, and he moves into the middle of everything with that Impale. Hitman down to 37.
Oh yeah, INSUP could have actually killed the Farseer there with one more Lich auto attack and a coil, but he used it defensively instead. There's no more mana for the Crypt Lords. The Impales that found a ton of kills before won't be able to any longer, but still INSUP pushing forward. He's got at least one statue in the back, and Hitman down 10 supply almost, and this is almost looking like advantage 2-1 INSUP if this continues.
Shh, don't jinx this. Todd made the same mistake on the very same map. There's still definitely ways for Hitman to come back. This is not over yet, but INSUP is playing better than probably everyone expected. Is he overcommitting is the question so far. He's not. Gathering forces, fixes the rally points, has to get that statue to the right-hand side.
Oh, there's an ensnare soon. The Zeppelin comes in, but will be webbed down as well. Hitman just trying to find any bit of value he can. INSUP maybe could have dodged that if he does have Destroyer form. Yeah, he does. So he maybe could have dodged that, but the Zeppelin going to fall as well with a Headhunter inside, actually. Interesting.
We kited all the way from Hitman's base to INSUP's base. This is, of course, the option or the opportunity for INSUP to restock maybe on some potions. He's at 300 gold, broke upkeep as well. Constantly scouts for an expo with the Fiend. There's another ghoul, 5 supply missing from that army. But decent information, I guess. And this was all due to the Shadowhunter. Heal Wave was missing. Yet Hitman is alive. Can he fight back now with the SH back?
Yeah, he finds a Fiend kill. iNSUP is probably actually welcoming that Fiend loss because he was above upkeep and there's not a ton to be fighting over on the map currently. Not a lot of creeps left. This Impale could be big. That's actually a full mana Crypt Lord right now. The Chain Lightning, the Stomp is big as well. There seems to be a lot more undead units.
Dispels against the wolves, the Ensnares and Focus Fires are great, but so are the Impales. Can't wait for that level 5. The Farseer, it finds a hole in that block again. And the Shadow Hunter is there for the saving heal wave, but there is more mana. Good luck retreating against Impale. Actually, that one not too great, but hey, if you get the kill, you get the kill. Lich mana is low though.
Yeah, there is Frost Armor, at least one more charge of that. The Kodo trying to eat, but it's very low already. That Stomp is huge. The Speed Scroll. There was already a heal scroll used on the side of Hitman, so the damage is not going to be able to be healed from that. And one more Raider falls, another Berserker about to fall. There's so many more stops. This Torn Chieftain just can't use all of his mana, and it hasn't helped Hitman.
He still has that big potion. iNSUPE's gotta be careful. He's not regenerating mana with the statue. That's the biggest mistake, I guess. Takes out the wolves for more mana. He wants level 5 on this Crypt Lord so bad, but he blasted through all of it. How long is this fight taking? We went from bottom right Expo, all up to the upper left-hand side, all up to iNSUP space, straight across the map, and now we're ending up on Hitman space again. A full walk through Northern Isles, and now the dust settles.
And now the middle map control for iNSUP, that means he can go to the marketplace. Nothing there he really wants to invest into, but importantly also Potion of Vulnerability could be purchased, but iNSUP's not going to go for it. I think a slight error there, and Hitman is the one to go across the map now. Going to find that Ghoul. And both players getting close to level 5 on their first heroes. Who does that have more impact for? The Impale's been pretty big, so I'm not sure.
If I look at this TC, I might have an idea who this favors. Level 3 for the Kodo. Close to getting a Nova off. Mana's looking better again. I think if he has that statue on mana heal, that's his game. He has an he has a mana potion. Here comes the web. Takes out the Zeppelin. One option gone for Hitman. No transitions anywhere. That Lich is crawling dangerously towards level 3 as well for that big level 2 Nova. Next fight brewing.
Importantly for iNSUP, he's been forcing Hitman to keep fighting, so Hitman hasn't been able to expand with a Tiny. If ever some space, he'd be going for that. He's kind of back to do a corner. The Impale is huge. The Chain Lightning only lands on Beetle's heal scroll for one spell. The next Stomp is going to be big as well. Could land on the Death Knight. Is that Focus Fire? Is there Hex? There is Hex, and there is another Stomp. But the Impale, Chain Lightning, the Purge, the Death Knight, is it going to go down? This could be map 3. The Stomp seals the deal. Level 5 on the Torn Chieftain.
Talking hero focus, man. Galore, let's go. Kodo Beast falls on the left-hand side, but yet the Undead Army is so exposed without the auras, without the healing. What are you supposed to do? Supply lead is still there, but for how much longer? Not much, I guess. More and more experience here. This, of course, solo experience for that Lich. iNSUP hanging in by a thread. DK, the lifeline of Undeads. Oh, there might be... but what can you nuke without a coil?
Two Berserkers falling. The Beetles are so impactful. There's still no Walkers, no Shamans, nothing to get rid of these bad boys on the ground, and they just do so much damage to Berserkers. Hitman down to 35. Oh, iNSUP slipping up a tiny bit. There is dust as well, so that Fiend is just one for the fodder, but still, supply advantage iNSUP.
What a banger of a game. Neck and neck supply-wise, also army value pretty much the same. And how well does this Farseer scale? Like, the ultimate doesn't do anything? Did he go for Wolves or Chain Lightning? I don't even know.
Wolves. Yeah, it was Wolves.
Okay.
So those are going to be nice if he can kill this Destroyer, if the Wolves are ignored a little bit by iNSUP, which is what Remo pointed out that iNSUP does pretty often. He doesn't focus down those Wolves as quickly as he could. Tiny Great Hall for Hitman. The confidence from this guy. He knows iNSUP's going to go back into his base. He can even send those Wolves to go scout iNSUP being in his base. But he, of course, knows iNSUP's going to be waiting for that Death Knight. So this is what the game comes down to, Neo. The Tiny Great Hall. Can Hitman hold it? Can iNSUP, when he gets his second hero back, can he break the Tiny?
iNSUP scouted this with a Beetle. He had great timings here. DK is almost back. Needs more resources, of course. Needs more potions. Needs more army. Hitman finds a great moment to go for that Tiny Great Hall. Peons are already there as well. Not much time for the main base.
I like this a lot from Hitman. He doesn't wait at the tiny. He doesn't say, wait and push me. He's trying to find an angle to delay as long as possible. We're going to see Hitman not take a direct fight, but just run around. Send the wolves into the back, try to kill a fiend, run in, speed scroll, devour, and just get out. He's going to buy as much time as he possibly can, because he cannot win a direct fight right now.
And he got an Invo Potion. This match, this series is a lot about hero focus. You said it prior to the one large fight. Insub, shouldn't you go to the shop and get that Invul? And then his DK dies. As an all-seeing observer, of course, we always know better. Once again, one statue on the ground, 2 destroyers. Insub is getting ready for that big push. Uses the wolf as bait, is Hitman. But Insub not getting distracted here.
Yeah, he's eventually making his way, but the supply is almost even. Hitman, with another Kodo in production and the Berserker in production, is going to be at least at 50 supply. The statue cut out of position. That's massive for Hitman. And now he's at the back of the Fiends with this level 5 Torn Chief, and these could be some massive stomps here.
Okay, can the Orc army reach the Fiends if they position well? Uh-oh, they're pretty exposed. I'm just waiting for the next stomp to hit. The Fiends are decently well split. The Impale hits big as well, so there's not much damage actually. Has to retreat here a little. This is really weird to engage into the TC in the backline. Down to 50%. He was baiting a stomp, I guess, but then canceled it. Another Fiend goes down, and it feels like the supply for Insub is just disappearing. 50 supply. Can he go for another nuke that saved him before? Goes for the TC. There's no Info Potion anymore. Apparently no heal wave as well. Maybe he was too greedy. Waiting for that level 2. Can he fight without the stomp?
Oh, the Kodos have both eaten. Those could both bring back 6 supply for Insub. The Impales are huge. There's one more of them. The statue focused down. That's going to be the last of the healing. And of course, there's no more coil left either. There seems to be more Orc here at last. Hero focus, maybe last-ditch effort. The potion of vulnerability triggered, but there's not a ton of healing left. That's the last heal wave, but Insub has to back away. And like I said, if Hitman can hold the tiny Great Hall, he could probably hold this game. He's mining with 3 peons still, but he needs that Torn Chieftain back.
Is Insub too eager to go for the heroes? Is he too focused, too stubborn? Not focusing the Kodo, not going for the headhunters. It's always hero, hero, hero. It works well most of the time. He takes the hero with him. But couldn't he take even more units with him?
Yeah, those Kodos both got away with Fiends in their belly. They're both about to digest. No way to get those back now. Insub has stopped the mining, but Hitman was just consolidating. He was just getting more mana. He's just getting more raiders. He's going to go in, although Insub has a lot more mana now. He's got coils. He's got 2 Novas. He's got an Impale at least, so hero focus on the table.
That's a dream position for the Crypt Lord, of course, here in this choke, but he runs in a little too far, I guess. Maybe for the Coil Nova, of course! That Shadow Hunter had a target on his back, but now no mana anymore for the Crypt Lord. Close to level 6. Does that help him, really? I'm not too sure. Trying to chase another Nova. As long as he has mana, as long as he has the spells, he's really powerful, but that could switch. But Insub's getting more and more kills. Ties up the supply.
TC almost back, by the way. Insub expanding to the bottom right now, so this isn't his end-all be-all. He doesn't necessarily need to end the game right here, but he's definitely pulling ahead with these hero kills. The TC finally back, but another potion of vulnerability is going to be needed. In fact, probably more than just that. Heal scrolls, potions, heal salves, they're all going to be needed to save these heroes. Hitman 44 supply, Insub 41. 1 peon on the tiny Great Hall, and this fight continues.
There are quite some corpses. He could get beetles. Close to level 6 here, 4.3, Lich 4, that is important. Level 2 Frost Armor, actually, interesting. Fiends are coming, more reinforcements, Wolves are back, goes for the Farseer, doesn't hit him with the Impale, only the TC, focuses on the Raiders, 1 Destroyer in the air, but a little bit exposed, that Fiend safe to the back, has to take care about the Wolves, otherwise they tear the Fiends apart, massive stun once again, takes out the Fiend, takes out the statue, banger match so far, the Kodos come back in, again hungry.
Oh yeah, Fiend falls at the end of the day, and Insub's gonna back away. The sidestep on that Farseer might have just saved Hitman the game. He would have got Impale Coil Nova and probably lost his first hero, but he just sidesteps 1 pixel and dodges that Impale. And now the block on the Wolf. Gotta be so careful with this Crippler. If it goes down, that will be the end of the game.
He's lining up a stomp. He's lining up a stomp. He has to have a coil, but he's blocking himself in the north.
Oh, Man, yeah, he did have the impale, right? Or he did have the coil, rather. Oh, no. Yeah, iNSUP could have saved that guy. And he's got an expansion mining as well. Fully saturated, not scouted. The supply is even, but now the first hero's dead, and the Shadow Hunter probably, yep, about to be out again. Has Hitman done it? He still needs to scout this expansion, though.
I don't think so. But that's his lifeline now. Couldn't break the expo, couldn't protect his first hero. That was quite obvious, but maybe the heat of the moment. Oh, the Destroyer. iNSUP, are you losing this game now? Are you slipping? You have to reconsider everything. Shadowhunter back. And now we found it. Good luck holding this expo against Invis Wolves. And good luck fighting this without your first hero.
The Farseer eating some nukes, but now the heal wave, now the Hex is here. Nice Devour, but the Stomp could seal the deal on this Fiend. Hitman looking for more than just the Fiend with the Stomp, but definitely find this kill. Gets the instant on the statue as well. And yeah, these Wolves, you just can't do anything. You need like 3 towers and a Destroyer and a Shade there to hold against these level 3 Wolves. You cannot do anything. That's why it's so tough to counter-expand against Farseer. And yeah, the expansion might as well not be on the map anymore.
Yeah, no mining at all. Hitman resaturated everything. Oh, this is heartbreaking. This is a game that loses you a series when you're so close. But that one mistake in the late game. Here's another Stomp. The Destro is down, and now Hitman returns the favor, gunning for these heroes. First for the statues to take him out. I don't think we will see this Crypt. Oh, we might even see the Crypt Lord actually. This TC getting dangerously close to 6, that he's pretty much unkillable with Resurrection. Potion of Greater Mana. Okay. Or Potion of Mana. Here's the Crypt Lord back. He has to carry this, but how?
Yeah, Hero Focus might be the only play, but going for unit seems to be what iNSUP's going for. He just got a statue and 3 heroes currently. The statue even falls to boot. This is 48 against 18 supply. What is this? 3 Acolytes and 3 heroes currently. Yeah, this is difficult, to say the least. Maybe a hero kill? The Torn Chieftain should be careful. He's not going to be level 6 unless he actually gets a hero kill himself.
Threatens the TC so much that he has to use the coils defensively, not offensively. Who's going to die first? It is the Crypt Lord. And Hitman wins game 3.
Oh my god. What an insane game. Super fun. But man, Hitman... excuse me, iNSUPERABLE deserves a new moniker after today, and that's the Heartbreak Kid. He had that game won so many times over. Normally, iNSUP, you know, his control is his big strength, but the kiting partly was lacking. When you kite backwards, you're not supposed to run away with your whole army, but shoot with the ones that are in the back and move the ones that are getting chased, so you put out more damage. That was missing. And especially the spell casting. Kind of in the mid-game, before the TC got level 5 and they kept on fighting in the middle and iNSUP was getting favorable trades. You know, when you threw that one Impale, that was the last one, and hit one Raider, and you guys were like, you know, at least he gets the kill. Yeah, okay, gets the kill. But you gotta do way better than that. Especially against Headhunters. You can line up those Impales so well. The spell casting there has to be better. And then the big catastrophe was, of course, the Crypt Lord. He was getting blocked for 15 solid seconds, and iNSUP doesn't realize. He runs with a DK out of aura range, so he loses the aura move speed, and then he notices, oh, I gotta coil him now, and he's too far away, and then he blocks himself with his own army. That was really heartbreaking to see, and I don't want to harp on him for playing a bad game or whatever. This was really a super good game for many parts, but that's what sets 1-0 and Happy apart from other really great units like iNSUP. Not making those mistakes, and always having the perfect control.
And that's the level of play you need to defeat Hitman. Almost the perfect games there. We got match points for the summer and fall champion. Go into another break, let that sink in, and give iNSUP some time to recover. NA Lul no more. This game is more exciting than everything we've seen this week. Incredible games between Hitman and INSUP, and now it's match points for the org. Can INSUP recover from this mistakes, this defeat? He has to bring his absolute A game. Carson, you were there when he was back against the wall in fall and almost lost to Duck, and we thought, okay, INSUP is more of a momentum player when a series goes well. He thrives when things don't get so well. He gets frustrated and goes for these all-ins. We need the INSUP versus Duck INSUP now.
Absolutely. 100% agree. I feel like if INSUP had taken game 2 there, he probably would have closed this out, honestly, 3-1 or 3-2. It's going to be tough, but we'll see if he's really got that championship spirit now.
And are we on a wrong map, or am I mistaken? Because this Shallow Grave. No, it's not. It's Tidehunters.
That's the decider.
Yeah, okay. Right, I'm good. Remo, final thoughts before we go into this.
Try to micro as well as you can. Let's fight next round.
Let's fight next round. Okay, then we got INSUP for Canada, still with the World Championship dream alive, against Hitman, who wants to go into yet another grand final. Let's go. Dude, I'm casting for 11 hours. I can't even recognize Tidehunters anymore. Here we go, everybody. INSUP left-hand side with, again, a fast Fiend build. Going back to that. And on the other side, Hitman decides to go for the faster Headhunters.
All right, yeah, so Hitman maybe feels, all right, I might have won on Northern Isles, but it wasn't good enough. Let me show everyone how it's done this time around. But is that stubbornness that might end up tying up the series in INSUP's favor? So we'll see. He's going to have, again, the Peon Scout to confirm the build order. Then he'll probably go creeping. Oh, Neo. Oh. Okay. Oh, Alter.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Crypt Lord.
Yeah.
Fiends.
Interesting. You know, I can't say I know exactly what this build order is best against or best suited for. I'm sure the Demo Man knows absolutely what this is best at, but haven't seen it have a lot of success recently. But we'll see. I mean, Hitman's probably going to be assuming it's a Death Knight. We see how quickly he pulls his Peon back after seeing that graveyard. Yeah. So he's probably just going to be thinking, okay, Death Knight, maybe INSUP can pull a fast one and creep that expansion, get a Nerubian up, and then hold it against the Farseer.
If you ask the Demo Man, he's probably gonna say this strat is best at losing, but we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Hitman needs to summon a new set of wolves against the Sea Giant. That took a little longer than he initially wanted, I think, giving the Crypt Lord some space. And starting off with the green to raise the beetles.
And then we'll see what the second camp INSUP goes for. Is he going to go for the orange camp, the more passive approach? Will he go for... He could go for the big turtle expansion to the bottom if he wanted. That could be a nice consumable, a nice chunk of experience. Even if he doesn't expand on tier 1, he's still going to be able to get level 3, most likely with the power creeping of the summon. So no matter how you roll the dice, I think INSUP's going to have a good early game here once they both finish creeping.
What are you guys up to with all the rolling the dice? Are we playing pen and paper here?
It's got the casino on my mind. You know, they're opening up again over here. I'm looking to throw some money away.
Oh, all that DreamHack money onto the roulette. Let's go.
Exactly, yeah. What do we work for, Neo? What do we work for if not to throw it all the way on a 50-50? Or 49-51? Is that what roulette is? Who knows?
For the passion and supporting the scene, of course.
True.
Hitman with an interesting creep route going straight up to the Merc camp, and that's not to open up the marketplace because his inventory is already fantastic. Oh my god.
He's the only one that's getting these. INSUP has yet to get a greater mana, which he's going to want to get. He got to want a mana ceiling again, INSUP, whereas Hitman is going to have plenty of stomps or chain lightning or wolves, heal waves, whatever he wants. INSUP has another shot, another spin on the wheel to get a greater mana here, though.
Yeah, let's hope it's not ending up on 0. Creeping is real good. Both are racing up to 3. Hitman with that, quite a bit faster. And no sign of an expansion, right? It's just a straight up tech, which is a lot slower than Hitman's though. So where's iNSUPE's advantage at this stage of the game? Is there any?
Well, what's interesting about Hitman not actually knowing it's a Crypt Lord or a Death Knight is the Death Knight is capable of creeping different camps compared to the Crypt Lord. So it's going to be tough as we see Hitman checking a couple of camps and missing the Crypt Lord.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for Hitman to find the Crypt Lord. Now he's going to, but it's already level 3. So maybe with the even hero levels, nope, apparently not. TP out for iNSUPE. I think maybe a wise choice. He was backed into a corner. And you know what? He has a lot of creeps close by to his base as well that he can start now.
Right on. Hitman accelerating into the red spot. That's an early one. He can fall back a little bit for this orange. And okay. iNSUPE now ready to brawl? Contesting this?
He's got a lot of beetles. He's got the Wand of Mana Stealing that would give him another impale. And maybe he's aware that Hitman is going to be super greedy and just take this camp as soon as the town portal comes. So iNSUPE getting a read.
What?
Big Murloc didn't show up.
Oh, where is it? Yeah, actually, okay, there it is.
There
Okay.
Okay.
He's low, very low. Oh, iNSUPE could actually get this with an impale. He only hits the wolves though, Chain Lightning, but the Mana Stone goes the way of iNSUPE at least. That's a nice item.
You had one job to prevent this Farseer from Chain Lightninging. But okay, experience goes to the Farseer. Big item though. That was a lucky one. Again, this is high tension. They're just brawling. They're just brawling all the time. But iNSUPE not going tier 3 yet. Waiting for lumber.
He's going to have that Death Knight soon. He's going to need the coils for sure because the Crypt Lord's starting to get a bit low. And once that second hero joins up, the Torn Chieftain's now here. The Stomps could start to secure some of those kills paired with a speed scroll. So the Death Knight's going to be a welcomed sight. iNSUPE continuing to pressure. There's not a lot to creep down here. So he's just looking for a fight?
I don't know, dude. 36 supply against 2 heroes as well. Mana is low. Do you want to consume the stone right away? I doubt it. But the headhunters are low. Maybe that's why. Okay, Wand of Mana Stealing. Here's the impale. Beetles are able to connect. That's one headhunter. That's almost 2. Hitman pulls them back. Stomp again. Magnificent. iNSUPE not able to dodge these. And 2 fiends are falling to the wolves.
Yeah, 2 fiends, only 1 headhunter has fallen so far. iNSUPE being too aggressive here, I fear, and now he might actually get blocked, surrounded. There's a potion of invulnerability, but you don't want to have to use all your consumables this early on. He's gonna have to. He's gonna be able to get out thanks to it. The Death Knight finally arrives for the coil.
Ultra aggressive.
But is iNSUPE gonna find some kills? Oh no. Okay, some headhunters are about to fall, but this might be a 3rd fiend.
Oh man, the wolves are hungry. And they continue to feast. Okay, this was the big mana stone. Was it enough? He killed almost all headhunters, I want to say. Frostborn hungers too. A lot of hungry things here on this map.
True. And there was a lot of consumables also being used, so very thirsty as well, because Wand of Mana Stealing, push from vulnerability, greater or a Mana Stone used, and Town Portal right before this fight. So iNSUPE just used every single consumable, and Hitman still has the greater mana.
And still chasing. Wolves are reaching around. Does he want to commit to another storm? Doesn't have one yet. Would love to have Burrow, but it's not finished yet. DK! No!
Oh, no!
Heartbreak here. Dreamo was right on. It's not the first time. In a clutch moment, he's just a blink of an eye too late.
Oh, now the Raiders here as well. The ensnare should be done in about 10 seconds. And with that, you could almost get a kill on this Crypt Lord. But maybe the Fiend would be the wiser choice for the ensnare target. Oh, Crypt Lord a little bit out of position. The Wolf Summon. Oh, no, there's an ensnare. There's a Stomp. This could be a dead first hero. There's no coil. The block comes in. Where's the ensnare?
Oh, no.
There it is.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. My heart's broken as well now, Neil.
That's tough to recover from. Game 3 was already tough to recover from. This is almost impossible. iNSUPE, yet another top 4 performance. Nobody will blame him for the result, but looking at these games, the potential for him to make it into the final was there today, I feel. He needs a little bit of a miracle now, but okay. Tier 3, this also at a very, very bad time. You want to get the Lich out now. You want to spend the resources on Orb, Destro upgrade, Fiend upgrades, Burrow, all that stuff. Instead, you're reviving your first hero and give Hitman all the time and space in the world.
And Hitman might have the opportunity to just go for a Tiny Great Hall. He hasn't gone above 41 supply yet. He's getting his 51 supply Burrow, and he could break upkeep or go close to breaking upkeep with that. But maybe Tiny Great Hall might just work here, because that Crypt Lord is going to be a while. And then, of course, like you pointed out, the Lich behind the Crypt Lord is going to be even longer. But Hitman continues to be aggressive. I don't know if this is the best choice, but we'll see how it works out.
Takes out a Ghoul. This might be a little waste of time, but we'll see. Is he waiting for some upgrades, maybe? Not really. Level 3 TC was right around the corner, so that's understandable. Because these Stomps, man. The impact these Stomps have every single time. It's a little too much.
Yeah, TC truly the carry for the Orc in this matchup. And the Greater Mana, like I said earlier, still available. Has yet to be passed over to the Torn Chieftain, but will definitely be eventually. Ring of Regeneration, love it, love it. And the Experience going to love it even more. That's level 2 on the Shadow Hunter. That's going to be Hex now available. And iNSUP just trying to consolidate, trying to get Destroyer form, trying to get those upgrades you pointed out. Has a Potion of Mana now, has that Orb. The Lich is about 50 seconds off, but there's just not a lot to creep left on the map nearby for iNSUP.
Yeah, and that was the other way around first when he TP'd out, right? Maybe the Ultra Aggression was the wrong thing to do. He could have soaked up the lab, the north, pretty much everything. And instead, he's standing there empty-handed. And Hitman is doing exactly what one is supposed to do. Just, if you have the lead, expand on that lead.
Yeah, he might be giving iNSUP the red camp. It doesn't look like Hitman is thinking about that red camp right now. He doesn't have a wolf up there. We'll see if he runs up now. This would be an extremely well-timed creep jack if he just runs straight up to the red. But maybe he's just going to take his lab and give that red to iNSUP. Maybe with some more foresight, he could have stopped that. But nevertheless, he's still going to be ahead in experience.
And Hitman is stopping by at the lab. And it's still one base. iNSUP is slowly but steady getting online. Level 4, level 3, got the flute, not too bad. Lich is coming too. Has no... Wait. He has no orb. Ah, he has the orb on Crypt Lord. Okay. Got it. Don't yell at me.
Sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Forgiven.
All right, Granite Golem. Khadgar's. Would that save the day for the Heartbreak Kid? Would that do it? That's what he's going to be looking for. That would be an item that could win the game on its own for iNSUP. He's got full mana, but it's not going to be like that forever. That's what we need. What are we going to get? It's going to be the Mana Bong, Neo. That's what iNSUP needed to tie this series up.
A little bit of hope. A little bit of hope. He's up against the Tiny Great Hall now. He's up against the level 5 Farseer. 5-4-3. Couldn't get the hero kills. This is, of course, a lot of information for Hitman, as well as the Invis Wolves are once again used as shades. You will see that there's a little bit of movement at the left-hand side. Lich level 1. Brought a heal scroll. Brought a mana potion. He has 2 mana potion. No survivability on that DK, though. And Hitman knows exactly what's up. Exactly how to respond to this.
Invis pot, town portal in.
Oh, that's a big
Wondering
chance.
where he's gonna TP. Oh, yeah, this stomp could be big. There's no devour for just a blind devour. The stomp is big. The Kodo, impaled. iNSUP's got to break this expansion right now, but these stomps have only just begun.
Exactly. There's so many more, and everything is again clumped up. The Kodo can't just pick. He's at a buffet. Not the tastiest, I guess, but man, these impales are good in the back, but it's only level 2 can heal against that fiend again and snared. He's aiming for that TC again, but there is an invul potion. Now switches the target to the Farseer, level 4 on the TC as well. He gets the kill, and the dream is still alive.
Yeah, and that's the greater mana gone, but the Crypt Lord might be gone as well. The Hex, the Crypt Lord falls. That's probably gonna seal the deal. INSUP didn't coil the Crypt Lord preemptively, and yes, they're both down a hero, but Hitman is up a base.
Yeah, and that was the first hero. That's so important. First hero giving all the control in the world. Headhunters are gunning down the destroyers. Oh my. Raiders finally falling. There's no survivability. GG. Good luck in the final. It's Hitman again.